Hello, Jordan Burris here. Would you like to hear a song? Today's song was written at the request of one of the most exciting and tragic figures in 1960s soul music. It was also an early offering from one of the most enduring groups in popular music history. But before we get to the song, here's a brief bit of history about the song, the songwriters, and the original performers, the Bee Gees. In 1958, brothers Barry, Maurice, and Robin Gibb would form the group the Bee Gees. The brothers would grow up in Manchester, England until the mid-1950s when the family decided to relocate to Australia in search of a better life. It was in Australia that the brothers would brand themselves the Bee Gees and begin to enjoy their first musical success. The Gibbs would begin to release their own recorded music, and Barry would become an in-demand songwriter for Australian artists. In the mid-1960s, the brothers would ride their wave of success in Australia back to England. They would sign a 5-year recording contract with Polydor Records and a management deal with entrepreneur Robert Stigwood. Stigwood was an Australian-born music promoter and producer whose clients included British bands like The Who and Cream. Upon signing the Bee Gees, Stigwood would brashly proclaim them the most significant musical group since the Beatles and use creative ways to promote them. For example, when he distributed their 1967 debut single, New York Mining Disaster 1941, to radio stations, it included only a white label containing the song's title. The song sounded so similar to the Beatles that Stigwood hoped that by not including the band's name on the record label, it might trick record stations into thinking the song had come from the Fab Four. His scheme worked, and radio DJs began to play the song in heavy rotation, forcing it into the top 20 in both the US and UK charts. The Gibb brothers, Barry in particular, quickly became in-demand songwriters. One evening at the Plaza Hotel in New York City, Barry would be paid a visit by a prominent performer. The visitor would express admiration for the group and their work and ask if they would be interested in writing a song for him to perform. The request had come from none other than soul superstar Otis Redding. Robert Stigwood would encourage Barry to write the song for Otis Redding in the style of soul duo Sam and Dave, who were popular for songs like Soul Man and Hold On, I'm Coming. Using these suggestions and inspirations, Barry and Robin would write the Soul Ballad, To Love Somebody. The song passionately expresses a man's realization that without his partner's love, nothing else in life holds any meaning. The chorus going so far as to claim exclusivity on his obsession. Quote, "You don't know what it's like to love somebody the way that I love you." The Bee Gees would record the song in April of 1967 and release it in June of that year. It would reach number 17 on the US charts and number 41 on the UK charts. Sadly, Otis Redding would never get the opportunity to record the song that the Gibb brothers had written for him. On December 10, 1967, Otis Redding would be killed when the plane carrying him and members of his band would crash en route to a performance in Madison, Wisconsin. The song To Love Somebody has been interpreted by other artists throughout the years, including Nina Simone, Roberta Flack, Janis Joplin, the Flying Burrito Brothers, Hank Williams Jr., and Michael Bolton, whose 1992 version would reach number 1 on the US Adult Contemporary charts. When asked about the inspiration behind the song To Love Somebody, Barry would offer praise for his manager, Robert Stigwood. Quote, "It was for Robert, and I say that unabashedly, as he meant a great deal to me. I had tremendous admiration for that man's abilities and gifts." End quote. In 2017, Piers Morgan asked Barry, of all the songs you had composed, which one are you most proud of? To which Barry answered, To Love Somebody, for its clear, emotional message. And I hope you enjoyed that brief bit of history about To Love Somebody, written by the late, the great Robin Gibb and the great Barry Gibb. There's a light, some kind of light, that never shone on me. I want my life to be live with you, live with you. There's a way everybody say to do each and everything, but what good does it bring if I ain't got you? I ain't got you. Baby, you don't know what it's like. Baby, you don't know what it's like. somebody, to love somebody the way I love you. In my brain, I see your face again, and you know my frame of mind. You ain't got to be so blind, and I'm blind, so, so blind. Well, I'm a man. Can't you see what I am? Well, I live and breathe for you. But what good does it do if I ain't got you? I ain't got you. Baby, you don't know what it's like. Baby, you don't know what it's like to love somebody, to love somebody.